Yo, what is going on, guys? Stiff, and we are back with some more Madden NFL 17 tips. And in this video, I am going to be showing you guys how to lock down the outside run in Madden NFL 17. So let's get right into it. Now, it's no surprise that outside runs in Madden NFL 17 have dominated the game, especially in the beginning of the game, but patches have came out and the outside runs have been less consistent. Now, I'm going to show you guys a defense that I like to go into, and it's going to be called the 4-4 split. Cover 2 invert is the play. It's found in a lot of 3-4 playbooks and one 4-3 playbook, the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. Now, I'm going to be showcasing this defense against a lot of popular plays like the stretch, the counter, the strong power, and also the toss. So now, as adjustments, what I like to do in this game or in this formation and play is I like to spread my defensive line, which is left on the left D-pad, and then up on the left D-pad, and then I like to crash them out, which is left on the left D-pad, and then flick up on the right analog stick. Same goes for PS4 as well. Now, what I also like to do is I like to move that left outside linebacker a little bit out. User the free safety in the middle of the field, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage from where the ball is. And when I read counter, we are going to shoot right up the A gap. As you guys can see, what happens is because the defensive line is spread so well, it allows that right outside linebacker to come in free off of counters. And it also takes the guards and the center to go and try and block the defensive tackles that are spread out, leaving the middle of the field wide open for us to make a user play on. So let's do the same defensive adjustments that we just did. We're going to spread our defensive line and then crash them up. Move that left outside linebacker over a little bit, and then we are going to play the middle of the field once again. This time we hit him right in the backfield. As you guys can see, we come in untouched. That fullback that was supposed to guard the left outside shot to the left outside, leaving us a free roam up the middle of the field. So now what if our opponent tries to flip the counter? Well, the same thing is going to happen. We're just going to play more of the outside, and what that's going to do, as you guys are going to see in this replay, is because we are going to be forcing the running back to the middle of the field, that's going to allow our left middle linebacker to come in and make a play on the ball. As you can see, we play towards the right side of the field, just like I alluded to, and we force the running back to turn the ball up the middle of the field, leaving our middle linebacker to tackle him for a loss of yards. Now, that was the counter. Let's go into the stretch, which is a very popular play, especially in the beginning of the year. A lot of people were predominantly running stretches as their offensive scheme because it was very, very good. But now, again, like I said before, patches have come out and the stretch game is a little bit less effective. So we're going to come out in the 4-4 again, cover 2 invert. We're going to flip the stretch to the left side, do the same adjustments, spread the line and crash them up. We're going to play on that safety 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. And once the opponent calls hike, we are going to shoot towards the left side. Now, our job for a stretch is to cover the middle of the field. As you can see, there is a huge gaping hole in the middle of the field. That's where we're going to be patrolling and using in case our opponent takes the run up the middle of the field. We're not going to worry about the left side of the field or the left outside. That's because we moved that left outside linebacker a little bit off the edge because he's going to set the edge to the left side, which is going to contain the running back. As you can see right here, because we moved that left outside linebacker out a little bit, he's going to set the edge and get the running back in the backfield. Now, you don't always have to move that left outside linebacker all the way out. Sometimes you don't even have to move him at all. It also depends on the pursuit that you have on the left outside linebacker. If it's high pursuit, he's going to stop the run very well. So now, as you can see right here, we actually flipped the stretch to the right side. Now, there's actually less offenders or less wide receivers on the right side than the left side, so this is going to be easier to pick up. But as you guys can see, we're going to strafe all the way to the right side to try and stop this stretch, and then we're going to have a 2-on-1 situation, and our cornerback is going to make the play for a gain of around roughly 1 or 2. So now we're going to try this again. This time, if you notice that they're getting a lot of push over to the right side, we like to move that right outside linebacker over a little bit, just like we did with the left outside linebacker. And you're going to see he's going to do what the left outside linebacker did on the stretch to the left, and he's going to set the edge to the right-hand side, and we're going to be able to make a play in the backfield for a loss of yards. Now let's go into the other outside run out of the iPhone Pro Twins, and that's going to be a strong power. Now we're going to do the same setup, spread the linemen, and then crash them up. We're going to control that free safety 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then we're going to shoot down right when your opponent calls hike. Now, the difference between a strong power and a stretch is that in a strong power, you have a left guard or a right guard that pulls. As you can see, number 71, he pulls, picks us up, but that does not stop the left edge linebacker from coming in and making a play. It's because the defensive tackles are spread out. It's really confusing the offensive linemen on who to block, leaving pure B gaps and A gaps for us and the CPU to actually hit and get the loss of yards. Now we're going to switch it up and run an HB stretch with a different formation, just so you guys see that it's just not the offensive formation. It's all, if not most, offensive formations that this play works well against for outside runs. We ran a stretch to the left-hand side. We locked it down for a loss of yardage. We're going to run the stretch to the right-hand side, and they're only going to get around a gain of 1 yard. We're doing the same exact adjustments. That's what I like about this formation. It's a universal adjustment for almost every outside run. So now we're going to go into a different I-form formation where we are going to run the last outside run. I'm going to show you guys how to defend, which is going to be the HB toss. So now the HB toss is just a little bit different. The setup is exactly the same, but you're just going to have to defend it. You're going to have to user defend it just a little bit differently. As you can see, we're going to run the HB toss to the left-hand side, and we're going to want to try and get as wide out as possible with our user and let the CPU make the play, because we want to force our opponent to take the HB toss and go inside. Because the HB toss is a designated outside run, we want to try and detour that outside run and force him inside. As you can see right here, we moved one of the outside linebackers outside. He set the edge towards the right side, and we're forcing the running back to come inside unless it's going to be a loss of yardage, which we just saw right there. And we're going to run it one more time to the left-hand side. We set the edge with the outside linebacker. We moved them over, and then we made the user tackle for a loss of yards. So now finally, we're going to go into a different set, which is going to be a strong pro twin set, and it's going to have an isolated side. Basically, we're going to have 2 wide receivers to the left, and then the isolated side is going to be to the right-hand side. And I want to show you guys how to defend this because it's a little bit easier, but you guys will see it as well. We're going to do the same exact setup. We're actually going to move that right outside linebacker out a little bit, as you guys can see. And as an extra hint and an extra tip, we like to take that cornerback on the right side and move him down a little bit because there's no wide receivers over there, so you have no problem of getting beat, and sometimes he'll help in the run support that way, and we make the user play for another loss of yards. That's going to do it, guys, for a pretty good solid Madden 17 tip on how to stop the outside runs. Make sure you guys leave a comment if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to find other formations and playbooks where the 4-4 formation is located. It's in a lot of 3-4 books, like I said before, and 1-4-3 book. That's going to be the end of the video, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.